Welcome back students. Hope you have gone through Extra Marks app and referred the given link for yesterday's content. Now it's time for the questions answer which was asked yesterday. The question was find out information about Sorter's disease. Have you got the answer? The answer is Sorter disease is also known as anthrax. This disease is caused by bacteria and the name of the bacteria causing this disease is Bacillus anthracis. Bacillus anthracis. Now this disease is generally found in the people who are working with the wool industry. Wool industry is an important means of livelihood for many people in India. The people who are working in this industry and especially those who are associated with the sorting step, they are getting affected by this disease. It's a fatal blood disease. If this disease is occurred, then the person may die. So it's a fatal blood disease. And this type of diseases which are occurring in the people when they are working in an industry, these diseases are known as occupational hazards. They are known as occupational hazards. So I hope you got the answer. Before we start today's topic, we will just recall whatever we learned yesterday. Yesterday we learned about the different steps involved in making wool from fibers. Now here we have discussed about the step 1 to step 6, in which we have discussed about shearing, scouring, sorting, removing burr, dyeing and making yarn. We have discussed these processes in detail yesterday and now we will start with today's topic. Silk fibers are animal fibers. These fibers are obtained from the silkworms. Silkworms spin silk fibers. The rearing of silkworms for obtaining silk is called sericulture. Now before we discuss the processes of obtaining silk from silkworms, it is necessary for us to know the life history of the silk moth. So today we are going to study about the life history of the silk moth. Life history means the life cycle. Here in the life cycle of any insect there are the different stages. The stages are like this. The adult female lays the eggs. These eggs develops into the larvae and larvae develops into the pupae and this pupae develops into the adult insects again. So this is the life cycle of an insect. So same stages are found in the life history of silk moth. Adult silk moth lays the eggs. Adult female silk moth lays the eggs. Then the larva, pupa and again the adult silk moth. So this way these stages are there. Now we will discuss these stages in detail. The female silk moth lays nearly 400 eggs at a time on the leaves of a plant. Generally they prefer the mulberry leaf. They are fond of eating mulberry leaves and they are laying eggs on the mulberry leaf. These eggs are then develops into the larva. The larva of these silk moth is known as caterpillar or the silkworm. This caterpillar emerges out from an egg after 10 days. And this caterpillar feeds on the leaves for next 5 weeks and increases in its size. Its size becomes nearly 3 inches and then it is ready to enter into its next stage, pupa, which is also known as the cocoon stage. The caterpillar weaves a net around itself to hold it and then it swings its head from side to side in the form of figure 8. When these movements are going on, the head of the caterpillar secretes a secretion which is made up of protein. On exposure to the air, this secretion hardens and turns into the silk fiber. Soon the full caterpillar gets completely covered by these silk fibers and this stage is known as pupa. This covering of caterpillar is known as cocoon. So here inside the cocoon stage, the caterpillar develops into pupa, and inside it only the pupa continues to grow into the moth. After 10 or 12 days of completion of this cocoon stage, the pupa develops into a perfect moth and it emerges out from it. And this way the life history of a silk moth completes. The silk fibers are obtained from the silk moths, and then these fibers are used for weaving silk cloth. Can you imagine that a soft silk yarn is as strong as the comparable thread of steel? Now here the silk yarn is obtained from the cocoons of the silk moth, and there is a variety of silk moths which are looking totally different from one another. They are giving the silk fibers which are also very much different from one another. Like that their texture is different. The texture may be coarse, smooth or shiny, etc. Because of these, there are different types of silk obtained from these different types of silk moths. Like here tussar silk is there, muga silk is there, kosa silk is there. All these different types of silk is obtained from the different types of silk moths. But the most common silk is the mulberry silk, which is obtained from the mulberry silk moth which are feeding on the mulberry leaves. This silk is obtained from the cocoon of this moth. This silk is soft, lustrous, elastic and can be dyed into beautiful colors. India is a country where sericulture is a very old occupation. Many people are engaged in this occupation, and a plenty of silk is produced in India on the commercial scale. We have learned that when the different types of silk moths are there, they are giving the different types of silk like tussar silk, muga silk, kosa silk, etc. But why this difference is there? This difference is because the different types of silk moths are feeding on the different types of leaves. As you all know that mulberry silk is obtained from the silk moths which are feeding on the mulberry leaves. Tussar silk is obtained when the silk moths are feeding on the leaves of the trees like sal, arjun, saja. Same way, when the silk moth is feeding on the leaves of castor oil plant, airy silk is obtained. The muga silk is obtained when the silk moths are feeding on the polyanthus leaves. When the silk moths are feeding on the leaves other than all these types of leaves, then the wild silk is obtained. Now this is the end of today's class. We will stop here. We will now recapitulate whatever we have learned today. Today we have learned about silk. Silk fibers are the animal fibers, and these fibers are obtained from the silkworms. The rearing of silkworms for obtaining silk is called sericulture. Then we have learned about the life history of a silk moth. In this we have learnt about the life cycle of the silk moth. The female silk moth lays eggs on the leaves of the plant, and these eggs develops into a caterpillar. This caterpillar weaves a cocoon around it, and that stage is known as pupa stage. After that, that pupa develops into the adult silk moth. This way the life cycle of silk moth we have learnt about today, and then we learned that different types of silk moths are producing different types of silk because they are feeding on the different types of leaves. Now it's time for homework. Go through extra marks app for today's content, and the question is, name the country that leads the world in silk production. I repeat the question. Name the country that leads the world in silk production. You have to find out the name of the country which is having the highest silk production in the world. Now We will meet once again tomorrow with the new topic in which we are going to learn about how silk is obtained from the cocoon. So till then, be at home, be safe and keep learning.